Hello there. Right now I'm just going to try to show you how to fix an issue that you may have with the Promag stock with your Mosin rifle. And this is after you have eliminated the issue with the magazine itself, and the best way to do it is to, like I said before, take the retaining clip, push it aside, and see if the follower will push each of them up, and you can see that's pretty free right there. And not only that, if you push on it and if it's catching, it's not allowing it to come down relatively with free motion, you could, I guess, do the fix that they said on Promag. Or, in my case, I have some wax lubricant, it's Tri-Flow. I don't have it right now, but I use that, and I heard you can also use some graphite lubricant to help ease it up. Do not use petroleum-based lubricant, it'll make it more sticky. Just so you know, that WD-40, any mineral spirits will actually make it worse. So right now we just eliminated that the magazine's the issue itself. Feeding problems, that is, not with the actual magazine fitting to the rifle. But this will be the third time I'll have it on my channel, but you'll basically have to take a file. I recommend a file. I wouldn't use a Dremel because it would be an uneven surface, or just take it to concrete, just kind of scrub it like that. You need to take down this surface right here until it just fits in without an issue. And you have to do this with the stock in your action, because what's going on, like I said before, it's actually pressing up against your action, not the stock itself. So I guess you could try to raise the action by using plates, and I'll show you later what I mean by that during this session. So the way the rifle is supposed to function, and because you're using rim cartridges, it has an interrupter, and it's a pair of plates which is held into position by spring action. So basically, when you got a full magazine and you don't have a route in this track here, you have to rely on your bolt when it closes to push this plate right here. And there's a tab right there that'll allow it to come up once it's been moved out of the way. So you have another round that could be chambered as it's being stripped in by the bolt. Let's go ahead and insert that thing in. And just so you know, these are actual dummies. And I'll indicate that by a struck chamber or a struck primer. So, and I'll also show you what that looks like from underneath, hopefully. Alright, so let's put the bolt back in. Let's see if I can do this. So see if I can see that tab in there. I got my headlight on. See if I could get a proper angle. So you see okay, there it is. So see the tab over there, right now it's in the out position, and you'll see it slightly move in as I rotate the bolt. So it's right now it's interrupting the cartridge from coming up. As you close it, it will allow the cartridge to come up because you already have chambered around. And to further demonstrate this, I'm going to have the bolt open, put the magazine in without letting the cartridge come up. I'll just push back down. There we go. The interrupter is right now keeping that one cartridge coming up. As you close it, you can hear that the cartridge is coming up. There we go. Then you have the cartridge up. So that is what's supposed to happen. But if that little tab is being impeded by the stock itself, it's not going to allow your cartridges to come up. So let's go remove the action from the stock. I'll show you where to cut, where to remove material from. So let's go ahead and pop this open. Now I have a tool that's not issued, it's not sold with the stock. It's the same size, just longer. It helps me put more torque on the bolts. Now we see is a bunch of brass plates. I guess that's another thing you could do to actually raise the action out of the stock. And this is the place I was talking about. And the way it is, let's go ahead and take these out. The way they designed the stock is that the magazine, the rounds actually sit further back in relative to the action, so your bolt may not have as much clearance, so you actually have to pull your bolt backwards a little more smartly to ensure the cartridge could actually pop up. That's another issue. So what I had to do is take these brass plates to push the action back a little bit, and there's a lot of wiggle room there. And one thing I noticed, and I don't know if it's ever pointed out enough, is that this stock is already steel pillared. That's steel right there. So you're actually getting a good value. You don't have to do the work. They already done the work for you by pillaring the stock for you. But there's still a little bit of room to push the action backwards. And they'll also do is that, like I said from before, is that your magazine, if it's being pushed too far forward, it's going to rub up against this surface right here. And that's why the way I had my action in the wooden stock is I had all these plates back here against the recoil lug to kind of push it forward, but it actually caused more issues than helped with this one. So it's going to be rubbing against this. So those plates will keep the action back into where the tank sits there. And I guess this is just the poor man's bedding that I'm attempting to use. Anyhow, so to show you where you need to cut or to remove material, you're going to use the magazine here. It's going to be right here where you see that notch. That is actually where the interrupter is supposed to move back and forth. And with this rifle, I didn't have to do anything except for the fact I can't use stripper clips. So we're going to mark that area right there. I could use a round. Sometimes the copper could actually come off of rounds. I've been using it for other things, and that doesn't work right now. So I have a pencil right here, so hopefully this graphite can show up. It's not. I don't think it's showing up at all. Actually, it is showing up, so a little graphite pencil should do it. So that's the material I need to remove. I don't know if you can see that. So, alright, so we got that. I think I'm going to go grab the stock I was using before to show you something. So here's the original stock I had, and it's pretty nice. I mean, I take it out, I'm like playing with it, and I'm kind of, you know, I'm back and forth whether or not to put it back. But I'm actually going to give this to my brother, or I'm going to offer it to him. He doesn't live where he lives, so it'll be a while to get to him. Let's turn this back on. So here is that depression I'm talking about. It's actually cut out of this stock. So that's where the interrupter has to move back and forth. Let's push the magazine up. See, you got a missing part of that plate right there for that interrupter. So let's go ahead and get to work here. So right here I have a Dremel tool. This used to be a pointed cone, but part of it broke off trying to wind up some washers for what they call the Rock Solid Industries scope mount. Their screws are too long, so I had to somehow bring the screw tip up so it's not impeding with action. But that was another issue. So I'll still use this. Good idea to use eye protection because crap is going to fly around. So let's get started. Alright, let's go bring and see if actually alleviate the problem with the stripper clips. And of course, if you have issue with the if you're having issue with the rounds not coming up, you're just gonna have to remove more material. You might either have to go backwards or forwards, but without having to move too much, I would try to make sure that you can see movement with the interrupter. But of course, because your bolt has an interface with that interrupter, you're probably going to already know that because of how hard it is to close the bolt that there's already an issue. So let's go bring her in. Hopefully I got enough light. I don't have my, since I moved, I don't have the regular table I used to use, and I'm kind of haphazardly set up. So let's go see if this works out. Put the action in. Oop, give me that. So right now I'm seeing that the actual piece is not quite where that cutout is, although it looks like that the thing's actually moving out of the way. So let's go do a test now that I have it here. I wish you could see what I'm looking at right now, which I'm going to try to fix that right now. Let's get the light on that. See, you already see the cutout? Maybe that's a better light. Can I get this right? See the cutout I made with the camera focus? There it is. How the interrupter sits. I'm going to try to push a strip clip in there. Some ammunition. See how that works out. Now, one thing I don't know if people notice with my videos is that I don't pull up on the bullet anymore. I just push with my thumb. So after I secure this down, if it still functions like that, then I could say that I fixed the problem I was having. But also, if you're having rounds not coming up, then that should fix the problem too. If not, let's get my headlight back on. Oh, there it is. My little 30 seconds hunch. So, chances are when the first time go around, let's get that magazine in there. Where do you put it? First go around. Let's see. Trying to get light on it. So the first go around may not be quite where you want it. See, I guess I have to remove more here. I mean, if there was any issue, you probably have to remove more back here than in front here. When you put back the action, you'll start seeing where you're doing your work. So it just has to take a little bit here. You don't have to take a whole bunch, just enough. And if it's not going as easy as you like it, you know, take a little bit more. Just try to remove this area here. Don't do any works in the magazine itself, because that just doesn't make any sense. So if I press the follower down, let's see, get some light on that. This follower is not messing around with that interrupter, so there shouldn't be any issues there. So there should be no modifications to the magazine, just only to the stock itself. So let's get this put together. I'm going to torque down and see if that issue has been solved. There it is. Okay, let's try that again. I'm going to put the bolts in because usually just, you know, on the last round you pull your bolt back, close it, you realize, oh wait, something doesn't feel right. I don't feel the extractor moving around the rim. So you pull your bolt back and you just start feeding it in. Yeah, that's a whole lot better, I'll tell you what. So I think that fixed it. And that should fix any feeding problems. Easy way to know that, if you don't want to use a bolt, take an Allen key or something. So use an Allen key because I'm pretty sure you're going to have lots of those. Just push this aside. Next round should come up. Someone's not right. And I guess a tip, if you don't have the fortune of having the rounds pop up just when you slam in your magazine. And what you could do after you put your magazine in, if you're right-handed, let's do this right-handed. Just say, you know, you put a fresh magazine, put it in there. And the rounds don't come up. Just use your thumb, pop it in. Or if you're left-handed, you know, you just put your magazine in. You have to rotate it. Use your thumb, push it in, round in. Ready to go. All dummies, don't worry. Alright, so let's do a little overview. So you have to test the magazine first, make sure this is not the issue. And then make sure your follower is lubricated with either wax lubricant, or I guess people are using graphite. Don't use petroleum based or mineral spirits. That's just, I mean, I used the regular Triflow stuff, which I use in my bike chains, and man, that just jammed up things like nothing other. So, and you have to, we went over how this interrupter worked. That basically it's my point of advice. Basically, that this camming surface on the bolt, you have this recess where this also works the ejector and the interrupter interface. When it cams over, it's the wrong way. It starts pressing up against it, allowing the round to come up. It gets out of the way. I wonder if that. Let me check something here. And then you have to remove some material so the actual interrupter tab can move out of the way. So see if that changed anything inside. I gotta see what the camera's seeing right now. So you can see it. Let's see, so it pushes over. It's a little better than before. Could actually remove some more material. I can actually see that the stock's still in the way, but that's what you gotta do.